What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today is all about Stanford men's volleyball because
This week, as many of you know, Stanford reinstated 11 sports that they had previously decided to cut. And one of those sports is the Stanford men's volleyball program. And we got great news this week that the program is being reinstated. So we're back and we're going to be better than ever moving forward.
yes, and we are both proud Stanford alumni now. So in honor of that decision, Kawika and I have decided to do a question and answer all about our experience with Stanford men's volleyball, our experience on campus, and everything having to do with Stanford men's volleyball. So I have a lot of questions from Instagram. We're going to go through them and answer them. Let's do it. So the first question we got, and a lot of people asked this, was, what is our most memorable game from playing at Stanford University? I think that's an easy one.
2010 National Championship game. We won at home in Maples Pavilion on the Stanford campus. There was about 7,000 people there. It was an awesome atmosphere, and our boy from Hawaii, one of our best friends, Brad Lawson, had one of the most
Hi, Brad.
memorable performances that night. And we got to share with all our friends and family, and especially our team. Just a special night.
Yeah, definitely. I think we probably averaged around 1,000 fans per game. But then for the Final Four, we had a packed arena in Maple, 7,000 people that had never probably seen men's volleyball at Stanford came out and watched, and we got the job done. So that was probably our most memorable game, for sure. All right, piggybacking off that question, Anon_DM_5, these names are hard, asked, what happened after the 2010 championship? We can't talk about it.
Well,
We had fun.
we had a lot of fun. Like I said earlier, we won at home on our campus. So we basically had an all-school campus party at our house.
Yeah, basically. It was a lot of fun. End of story. Okay, a lot of people are asking about our recruiting stories. So quickly, Kawika, how did you get recruited to Stanford?
I remember getting a letter when I was a junior, I think, in high school, explaining that Stanford program was interested in me. I then kept in contact via email and maybe some phone calls with the coach at the time was Don Shaw. And he actually recruited me all the way up until my acceptance. So I got accepted in the fall of my senior year of high school. And that was at around the same time that he was transitioning out into retirement, and John Costi was taking over the program from an assistant role into the head coaching role, and he kind of took over my recruiting from there. And I just remember when I got that call from Don telling me that I was accepted, that it was just a really exciting moment. I remember that phone call where I was in the parking lot at my high school and just really fired up and grateful as well.
Yeah, so a lot of people are asking how you can get recruited. I think the most obvious way is to play club, to play high school, to try out for the High Performance USA program if you can, and then also just to reach out, and you can go to camps too if they're available. So try to do those things. That'll increase your likelihood of getting recruited by Stanford, but you also have to have good grades to go to Stanford. That's pretty obvious. So my recruiting story is a little different. I think I was a little bit later to the game, just being a libero and them not knowing if they wanted me. I'm not sure. I don't really remember.
His grades weren't that good.
My grades weren't amazing, so I wasn't sure if I was going to get in. But I remember the moment I got in, Costi, the coach, called me. I was in Hawaii, downstairs in my house, and I was in complete shock. I didn't know what to say. And then I called Kawika probably 5 minutes later, and he was in complete shock as well. Yeah, I guess I was a little later to the game. Again, communication via emails, texts, phone calls, whatever you can do to keep in touch with your coaches, it's always a good idea. All right, how do you say this? M03, it's like Morgs, asked, what did the program include for you or other players? What did we get? Is that what you're asking?
That's a good question, but I think the obvious answer that comes to mind is just that Stanford, first and foremost, is a world-class educational experience institution. And I think that that's what the athletic department gives first to its athletes, is the opportunity to explore whatever major whatever field of interest you have, you will be able to explore that, you will be able to study that, and do your sport at the same time. And I think that that's a unique thing within the university. They know that you're there to be a student first. And a lot of other universities will limit some of the options you have for majors because of practice times, because of various things with your athletic schedule. At Stanford, they want you to have the best of both worlds.
Agree. I mean, it's a really good school. And definitely part of the reason why we picked it. There's a lot of questions about that as well. So the combination of athletics plus academics, basically why we chose to go to Stanford. Speaking of academics, what was your major?
I majored in political science and minored in communication.
Easy. No, that's hard, but I majored in human biology with a focus in health, nutrition, and human performance. And I wanted to maybe go to med school, but that dream died when I chose volleyball.
That was a harder major.
It was. Bryson K. Ho asks, your favorite place on campus while being a student athlete, what was it? Any of the dining halls that fed me. No, actually, the grad school of business has a really nice dining hall. At least back when I was in school, that was the new place to go. It was really nice, really fresh, great food. I love to go there, study, meet friends, grab coffee.
I think two come to mind for me. One is the oval out front, in front of the quad. It's this big grass oval.
Forgot about that.
And it's an unbelievably beautiful place, but you can just go out there and relax, get some sun, study, read, take a nap, whatever you want. And then the other one is in some rooms in the Green Library, actually. And
Nerd!
yeah, I'm not saying that because I want to show off that I was studying, but there's just some unbelievably beautiful, all wooden.
It's true. Harry Potter land or
crazy,
something really nice.
Natural light coming in. It's just a beautiful place.
Kawika knows about lighting. Stanford's full of beautiful places and some awesome places to just sit and study or do whatever you want. This is a great question. WS_CJJ asks, how is the culture at Stanford Volleyball and how is it different from USA Volleyball? Ooh, you can go on that one.
I think they're just such different experiences, you know? At Stanford, you're kind of with a group of people all in the same stage of life.
Relatively, yes.
Relative stage of life. You're all in college, you're there for 4 years, you're in that system for 4 years, and so you really grow together. It's kind of a smaller team feel. At the national team with USA Volleyball, you have a wide range of ages, experiences, stages of life. You go back and forth between the national team and your club team, so you're getting into different systems, different styles of play, different players, different coaches. And they're just completely different types of experiences, but a lot of the same mentalities, a lot of the same lessons, a lot of the same things you learn about teamwork definitely overlap from both of them.
Yeah, and I think one similarity is that no matter where you are in life, when you're in the gym or in the weight room or wherever with the team, you're expected to work as hard as you can. So whatever you're going through, whether it's academics or maybe you have a family, when you're in the gym, you're in the moment and you got to work hard. So I think that's part of both cultures. Do you agree?
Yeah, you find common ground to work hard, definitely. Konoulu.
It's almost Hawaiian. Asks, do you keep in touch with former teammates? Yes, a lot. We actually have a huge team group chat with a lot of former players. I know me and my class, we keep in touch, all doing amazing, great things. And Kawika has a great class as well.
Yeah, we're in different WhatsApp groups, iMessage groups. Definitely keep in contact with a lot of them individually as well. And they're doing amazing things. I mean, that's something that I'm super proud of going through the program is seeing my teammates, my friends, my ex-classmates, seeing what they're doing around the world in their own endeavors, in their own fields. I mean, we got doctors, investment managers, bankers, people in startups, Twitter, Silicon Valley. I mean,
over our head.
You name it, they're there. Shout out to those guys because they're doing some impressive things and we love them.
Amazing. All right, Jimmy Venatu asks, how did Stanford Volleyball help you grow towards professional volleyball? So how did it help us develop as players and people? So much. I think Stanford Volleyball allowed me to grow as a player a ton. The coaches had so much trust and faith in me. They allowed me to control the backcourt, grow in that communication, that command of the back row. And then they also helped me develop my skills and put so much trust in me to just do my thing on the court. So I think that helped me grow my confidence as a player and a person to help me move forward to be a professional.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a process when I was there. I think a lot of you know that we went from worst to first. So my first year, we were terrible. We won 3 matches, lost 25. We were last place team in our conference. But we went through this process of growth and understanding that with a lot of hard work and dedication, you can improve and get to higher levels. And that's something that you can never really lose as a person, as a human, as an athlete. And something that we're still trying to adopt in our everyday kind of endeavors is to just continue on that growth process. Even though we all want the results like that, you have to understand that. And I really learned that a lot at Stanford.
All right, so this is a question we get pretty often. Pavlo_P98 asks, did we receive scholarships to play volleyball at Stanford? Short answer is yes, but it's not a full scholarship. The thing you need to know about men's volleyball is there's only 4.5 scholarships per college team, per university Division I team. So the scholarships are all spread out. Not very many players get full scholarships. So it can be hard sometimes to pull together financially.
Yeah, you have to divide them up between the team, and that's up to the coaching staff. But we were offered some financial help, some scholarship to be able to go there and play. And we're very grateful.
Very grateful. The other thing is that if you work hard in school, you can get an academic scholarship as well. So be mindful of that. Work hard in school, in sports as well, and hopefully you can get a scholarship in college. Okay, Amcore04 asks, how did you balance life in academics, in school, and in volleyball?
And we have some other questions about this too, about possibly being overwhelmed with your time and time management.
Yeah.
And
what was your strategy? Procrastinate. That's what it is. If you leave it to the last hour, it only takes an hour.
I think you just adapt and go.
You adapt.
It's a hard one to answer because everyone finds their own ways to do it, but it can be very stressful. It is stressful. You know that kind of getting yourself into it, but you just find a way to adapt and go, and you kind of find what works for you. Sometimes procrastination does work. Other times it really doesn't. You got to know yourself.
Yeah, and I think if you can develop some sort of routine, it really helps. I know mine was obviously school in the morning and then maybe take a little break, go to practice, get out all this energy, and then go home and study for, 2-3 hours before you go to bed. So for me, I loved practice time or game time because it kind of broke the whole day up and allowed me to focus a little bit more before or after on academics because they are pretty important. So it's all about your own strategy. It takes time to figure it out. I know I didn't get my full routine down maybe till the end of sophomore or junior year just because I thought school was pretty hard. So take your time, find your routine, and you'll get into it for sure. So we didn't get this question, but we want to kind of explain what's been going on behind the scenes over the last 10 months to kind of get this program reinstated along with 10 other sports. So what's been going on with the alumni?
Well, we had a ton of Zoom meetings. We kind of came together to collaborate and brainstorm on the best route to speak with the university and try to reinstate our program. And that got the ball rolling a little bit. Slowly but surely, more ideas came up. Got to collaborate with members of the other teams, the other programs at Cut, their alumni base. And if you know Stanford or have an idea about the university, it's a pretty strong and intelligent alumni base, one that really cares about the university and its values. And so when you get a powerful group together like that, you can really make some positive change happen. What ended up happening was this 36-strong sport campaign was developed and started to push hard back at the university. And so all the sports started working together. A lot of alumni came together in support of this campaign, and slowly but surely we were able to get to the university and to explain and to work with them on how we can create a solution moving forward.
Yeah, so much work, you guys. For every post or repost that we did, there was hours and hours and hours of work being put in behind the scenes by, trustee members, board members, alumni, media people that did an insane amount of work. It's crazy, you guys. And eventually we got the job done. They got the job done, got these sports reinstated, and we couldn't be more
And
excited.
also credit to Stanford because they were humble enough
Yes.
to at least listen and make a change, you know, and that's not easy. And so there definitely needs to be a shout out to them, to the leaders, because
Shout out to you, Stanford.
because even though there's a lot of disagreement, we got to this place,
Yeah.
you know, and so there needs to be an acknowledgement of that for sure.
Yeah, things looked pretty bleak a couple of months ago. There wasn't a lot of press, not a lot of communication. And a couple of months ago they said, we're going to listen, we're going to have meetings, we're going to see what these teams have to offer. They listened and obviously changed their minds. So we couldn't be more grateful.
But a 10-month process to cap it off is a long
It's a
process,
long fight. It's a long
fight. But there were so many people behind the scenes that were willing to give up their time and energy, and they were awesome, really.
Yeah, so thank you to everyone who did that for us. All right, we're going to do 2 more. T_dog_official asks, what's the best first initial memory of stepping onto the Stanford campus as a student? I remember mine.
Go ahead. This is a good story.
Well, I don't know if it was like the best, but it was the most shocking. Stanford, when you get on campus for your freshman dorm, the RAs, all the people working in the dorm that are upperclassmen, try to make it kind of like a camp experience, like very group and together and let's have fun. So when you pull up in your car and they see your face, they look on their sheet, they're scrambling for your name, and then they start shouting it. They're like, Erik, 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 Erik. And you're just like, what's happening? Who are these people? How do you know everyone? But it really feels like a sense of community. They know who you are. They show you to your dorm. You meet your roommate that first day who's not a student athlete. And they basically tell your parents to leave. And then you get into the dorm life and school. So it's quick. It's kind of a little bit of a shock. You have maybe half an hour with your family there to help set up your dorm. And then they kick them out. So it was a shock, but it was fun. And I just remember meeting everyone and you get the ball rolling there.
Yeah, mine was when I first drove into campus on Palm Drive?
Palm Drive. Yeah.
Palm Drive. You have all these incredibly big and beautiful palm trees on both sides. You're heading into campus. You see the oval and the quad directly in front of you, and it's just an incredibly beautiful scene. And you're like, wow, like it really hits you. Like you're at this place, at this prestigious university, and you're gonna be here. This is gonna be your life and your home for the next 4 years. And it's a pretty cool moment. And then I remember going to the dorm, finishing what you're talking about, and then having to say goodbye to mom and dad. And that was a sad moment because it's the first time for us that we were living away from home and living away from mom and dad. And I remember mom was sad and I was sad, and I was the first one of her boys going away to school because Erik was still at home. And they left, and it's like, yeah. Oh boy, you're on your own.
You're on your own. Time to go.
New people.
Let's do it.
Huge campus.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? You figure it out.
You figure it out. Because there's times where you're like, I don't know where my class is.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone in my class.
I don't know what class to sign up for.
I don't know what class to sign up for. And eventually you get help and you figure it all out. But it can be a shock.
Did you ever have that dream where you just can't find your class the first day?
Yeah. Well, I don't have
or
that
nightmare?
dream, but I have like where I'm not ready for the test, or I'm not sure what the paper is.
I would have a nightmare of like biking around to building.
Yeah, because you bike everywhere at Stanford.
And trying to find the class like the first day of the quarter, and I wouldn't be able to find the classroom. And I'm just going, scrambling. Because there's so many classrooms, it can be hard to find it.
For sure. You figure it out. All right, last question here. Greek God Jew asks, what, in your opinion, makes Stanford volleyball great, family-wise, record aside?
Ooh, good question, because there's a lot of things.
Tough question.
I will say that the type of student athlete that goes to Stanford is so special because they care about the overall experience of being a student athlete. Meaning, they're not there just for volleyball. Obviously, we cared a lot about volleyball, and we thought maybe we'd have a future in volleyball. But most of the players are there to study as well. They love volleyball, but they love to study. And they love studying different things. And so what I value about my experience there and what I think makes it so special is that you have such a diverse, well-rounded group of people coming together, and we won. together. And that was awesome.
How do I go after that? Great answer.
You can't.
I can't go after that. But I think what makes Stanford men's volleyball special is just the people. I think the coaches are amazing people. They do a great job of finding great recruits that fit into their program. So there's a huge sense of community within our program. The alumni and the players are more connected than ever. I know it's a goal of ours to be more connected with that group moving forward. But the people are amazing. I've made so many great friends, so many life-changing people in that program. And I know that we're just so thankful for the experience and so thankful that the program is back, reinstated for future generations to play at. Nice work, Kawika. Well, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a little bit about Stanford men's volleyball. If you have more specific questions, don't be afraid to reach out to Kawika or I on Instagram or ask here on YouTube. But have a great day. Get out, play some volleyball as usual, have some fun, and we'll see you all soon. Peace.